Hi, and welcome back to the Tarot class series. I am Sienna, and this lesson is about the major arcana. Now, I hope you caught the Tree of Life Tarot um, insert that I put in between the lessons because this is a very important piece of um, information for you to have if you're going to learn how to read tarot. What this is, and I'm going to pull this up on the screen share right now. We're going to try and share this screen. There it is. Let's do that. So this is the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. We talked about that in the last video. And every major arcana has a place on the tree. And we're going to talk in this video about the first 4 or 5 cards. Hey, come back here. Don't do that. So the first 4 or 5 cards, if I can get it to zoom in without taking me off the page, will be the Mage, the Fool, the Empress, the Priestess, and shortcut here to the Emperor. The Emperor should be at the top of the tree, but he's not. He's down here. We'll go into that in just a moment. But if you have separated out your deck like I asked you to do, you should have the Fool and the Mage real handy. Let's see. That would be looking like this. So, what do we know about the Fool and the Mage? Well, they're both attached to the very top of the tree. In the top of the tree, we see the crown, which is, of course, our connection to the divine. The Fool energy is on the downside, which means that the divine energy comes right into the Fool and goes to this sphere here, which is pronounced Chokhmah, which means wisdom. So the Fool bounces between divinity and wisdom. Now, you may see in some of the tarot images, the Fool. Here we go. We have an image of our Fool here. This is the Thoth Tarot from Aleister Crowley. And I will hopefully upload some Rider Waite images when I get a Rider Waite deck, which is on order. Um, the Fool here, you see, has the image is of him jumping straight at you. The traditional Fool is walking off the edge of a cliff with a dog at his heels. And we see here, we have the little dog at his heels here. And that signifies how the real world is holding the Fool back, but the divine is manifesting in him. So he's just going to jump off the cliff and know that it's going to be okay, like a fool. The mage or the magus, on the other hand, is on the upside, going towards the crown. And this indicates that his energy needs to be put out to get to the crown. He's got to work hard to do that. And in most traditional images, we see that he has one hand up and one hand down. This is indicating that he is that line between hard work, understanding. Binah is how you pronounce this, that's Hebrew, but the understanding and divine takes hard work, and he is that stretch, the mage. So that's what the meaning is of these 2 cards. With that information, what I'd like to do is explain exactly how this tree thing works. Now that you know these 2 cards, you can look at this tree and you can say to yourself, wow, I wonder, I wonder where my 2 cards are connecting, what meaning they make of that. Because when you connect understanding with the divine, you get the energy of the mage. When you combine the divine with wisdom, you get the fool. And as you practice this and study this, it will start making way more sense. Remember, this is just an intro. So let's come on down to the next card, which is the High Priestess. And we see that she appears right here on the tree between the crown And actually, she goes right under this day off sphere and right under the strength card to the heart. And you pronounce this one Tifereth, and it means beauty. But we can think of that as the heart of the tree. So the priestess goes from the divine directly into the heart. Now, what do we know in our world that goes from the divine into our heart? Well, nothing but pure loving energy, pure divinehood, priestess. Okay, that's what this card means. And she is the card number 3. Moving right along. I don't want to take up too much time on the easy cards. Now, you may be wondering about this tree having 3 pillars. Now, if you study the Tree of Life, the Golden Dawn style, it will have a 3-pillar ritual, the middle pillar being the one of balance. So the cards that are not either on the downside or the upside are the ones in balance, the priestess being one, the empress kind of being another. The empress is here. She goes between Chokmah and Binah. And she is between wisdom and understanding. But what she isn't is reaching for the crown. She does not reach for the crown. She's kind of content to hang out where she's at. And if you look down here, this is where she is. Now, I just realized that there is a typo on this, that the 3 and the 2 are swapped in the Roman numerals. So let's just go with what's actually printed on the card. So the priestess is going up and down, and the empress is going side to side here. But what's this guy doing? Well, the emperor himself, well, he's a story into his own. Let's talk a minute about this guy, the emperor. And I'm going to pull him into this. Now, remember, I'm talking about the Crowley Thoth deck here, and this is not a universal twist. You see he's all in red here. You see he's very warlike and very, well, imperial. What we know is that he should be up here at the top of the deck. But somehow, some way, he got himself removed to the bottom of the deck. This happened during, the 1940s, where something really super important was going on. We discovered as a species that imperialism is probably a bad idea. We know now that it is not higher to the divinity as it was once thought it might be. There was a time when emperors were thought to be the direct lineage from a godhood. But in the 40s, we figured out, we can't really let one mono idea take over everything. So he was knocked down a little bit, down to earth. We know that we still need imperialism. We know that we still need the emperor. But we swapped him out with a card that used to be at the bottom of the deck. As you can see it now, it is the star card. And the star card is this one. And we moved the star closer to the top of the tree. And we will get into the meaning of the star card when we get into the cards that go above 15. But for now, you should know, excuse me, you should know that the emperor has been a very naughty boy, and he is now grounded at the bottom of the tree. And that is tonight's episode of the tarot class, and we will get back to you with the next installment of the next 4 or 5 cards. I think the next one is 4 cards. And until then, have a great night.